Welcome back to So You Really Want to Learn Latin, and today we are going to be looking at the imperfect subjunctive. Now, in the last couple of lessons we've done final clauses, and we've seen how ut plus the present subjunctive, or if it's negative, nay plus the present subjunctive, is the way we translate the concept of purpose. He has come to school to see his teacher, or he is going to Rome to see his mother. Okay, that's how we do purpose, and those clauses are called either purpose clauses or, more correctly, final clauses. Okay, and they use the present subjunctive. At least they do up until now. Now we're going to move on and see what happens when they are followed by the imperfect subjunctive. So, the first thing we need to do is learn the imperfect subjunctive. And the great thing about the imperfect subjunctive is it's probably the easiest tense in Latin to learn, assuming you kind of know what you know so far. Because there are dead slugs on Mars capable of forming the imperfect subjunctive in Latin. All you need to do is go to the present infinitive of the verb, whatever the verb. It doesn't matter which conjugation, it doesn't matter how irregular the verb. Go to the present infinitive and add the letter M. That's all there is to it. So for example, for amo, go amare. That's the present infinitive, add an M and you get amorem. Okay? And then it's kind of obvious what you're going to do with that. You're going to go amorem, amores, amoret, amoremus, amoretus, amorent. Okay? If the verb was moneo, you'd go monere, because that's the present infinitive. And you go monerem, moneres, moneret, moneremus, moneretus, monerent. You know, I mean, it really couldn't be easier. Rego is always a pig, as you know. But not in the imperfect subjunctive, it's not. Go to the present infinitive of rego and you get regere. Okay? Add an M. Regerem. And then off you go. Regerem, regeres, regeret, regeremus, regeritus, regerent. Okay? Now, I know normally I sort of say, yeah, this is a wonderful rule and it's incredibly good, but there are a few little exceptions or problems. Not with the imperfect subjunctive. This one always works. Okay, and just to prove that, let's take a kind of silly verb. What about sum? Okay, sum I am. Present infinitive of sum is esse. Okay, think about the principal parts of sum. There's sum, esse, fui. Okay, so the present infinitive of sum is esse, add an M, essem. And off you go. Essem, esses, esset, essemus, essetis, essent. Okay, it really is that easy. Okay, now what does it mean? Okay, well, the present subjunctive we've learnt to translate using the word may. I may love, you may love, he, she, or it may love, and so on. The imperfect subjunctive we translate using the word might. I might love, you might love, he, she, or it might love. So you could do some little drills with this. You could say, what is the Latin for to walk, for example? To walk would be ambulare, present infinitive of ambulo. And if you wanted to say, in order that we might walk, okay, ut means in order that, and we want this new tense, the imperfect subjunctive, in order that we might walk would be ut ambularemus. Okay, and let's do on with discedo. Discedo means I depart. Present infinitive is discedere, that means to depart. But if you wanted to say, in order that you might depart, that would be ut discederes. Or if there are lots of yous, it would be ut discederatis. Okay, so the imperfect subjunctive is a really simple win for us. There's lots of hard stuff that we do, but this one is easy. And while we're on it, to form the imperfect subjunctive passive, okay, is again really easy because we just do what we always do when we convert active tenses to passive tenses. You know my little rule about OST musste sunt becomes o restur mur mini untur. And that first one, when I say O becomes O or M, okay, because, you know, amar bam became amar bar. So, amarem becomes amare. Okay, and that's therefore going to go amare, amare, ris amaretur, amaremur, amaremini, amarentur. Okay, so again, nothing difficult there. Imperfect subjunctive, dead slugs on Mars can do it, and so can we. Okay, so now we need to know, when do we use the imperfect subjunctive? And there are lots of times when you're going to need to use the imperfect subjunctive, so it's just as well that it's so easy to form. But our first time that we're going to learn to use it is in a final clause, okay, a purpose clause. And we are going to use it when the main verb in the sentence that contains the final clause is a historic tense. Okay. Now, I have a feeling we've talked about primary and historic tenses. Primary, you will remember, I hope, are present, future, perfect tense, future perfect, and in fact imperative as well. But principally we're looking at the present tense, the future tense, and the perfect tense. And by perfect I really mean the perfect tense using the word have or has. I have seen. You have read. Okay, that perfect tense. Those are primary. And when the main verb is primary and you're using a final clause in that sentence, we use the present subjunctive, and that we've already learned to do. If, however, the main verb in the sentence is a historic tense, such as an imperfect or a simple past or a pluperfect, then the subjunctive tense used in the final clause will be the imperfect subjunctive. Okay, and actually, if you think about it, this is much, much more likely to be the case than, you know, the ones we've already done using the present subjunctive. Because so often a sentence will be something like, he came to Rome to see his mother. Okay, he came. Not he has come, although there's nothing wrong with the idea of he has come, but it's just sort of more common to see he came. Now, he came is a simple past. Okay, it would be, you know, venit in Latin, but it is the simple past. It is not using has or have. And when the main verb is a historic tense like that, we're still going to use ut for in order that, but then we're going to use the imperfect subjunctive, not the present subjunctive. Okay? So he came to Rome to see his mother would be, and I won't do the word order in a fancy way, venit Romam ut matrem videret. Okay? Imperfect subjunctive of video, easy to form, third person singular because it's he. Okay? Now, this concept of primary and historic, you know, I've mentioned it before, but it is important in Latin, and we in Latin follow very strictly a thing called the sequence of tenses. Okay? And the sequence of tenses is where if the main verb in a sentence is a primary tense, then the subordinate verb in that sentence must also be a primary tense. Okay? If, however, the main verb is a historic tense, then the subordinate verb must also be a historic tense. Okay? Now, when we're talking about final clauses, what this means is that in Latin, if you say, I have come to Rome to see my mother, I have come will be the perfect tense, veni, and that will be followed by ut and the present subjunctive. Whereas if you say, I came to Rome to see my mother, it'll still be veni, because Latin doesn't have a way of differentiating between I have come and I came. They use the same tense, the I isti it imus istis erunt tense. But you can tell which they mean by which tense of the subjunctive followed it. So, veni Romam ut matrem meam videam would be I have come to Rome in order that I may see my mother. Okay, I have come to Rome to see my mother. Whereas Romam veni ut matrem meam videram would be I came to Rome to see my mother. I came to Rome in order that I might see my mother. Now, the sequence of tenses in Latin is very important. You must stick to the sequence of tenses. And if you don't, it all kind of goes pear-shaped. Okay, so if you wanted some practice of that, we are in chapter 5 of the book. But imagine if you had a sentence such as, in viam cucurit ut animalia videret. Okay? Now, in viam cucurit could mean he has run into the street or he ran into the street. And in the normal course of events, there would be no way of telling. You'd just kind of go by whichever sounded right. But if there is a final clause involved, you can actually tell which was meant. So, in viam cucurit ut animalia videat would mean he has run into the street to see the animals, but in viam cucurit ut animalia videret would mean he ran into the street to see the animals in order that he might see the animals. Okay? Now, as I've said before, what you will find is that much more commonly the verb will be a historic tense and you'll see the imperfect subjunctive. But just remember, if you do see the imperfect subjunctive after ut or ne, then you must translate the main verb as a historic tense. Okay, you mustn't mix he has come with in order that he might. That would be wrong. You must not do that. Okay? So primary tense followed by a primary subjunctive, in other words, present subjunctive. Historic tense followed by a historic tense, in other words, an imperfect subjunctive. Okay? And, you know, as you'd expect, if they're negative, we're using ne, in other words, lest. So we'll just do one where we've got a passive and a negative. So if you had something like, in urbem venerunt, ne ab hostibus caperentur. Okay. Now, you're going to have to work out how best to translate the main verb, venerunt. Is it they came or is it they have come? Okay. In urbem venerunt, ne ab hostibus caperentur. Now, caperentur is the imperfect subjunctive passive of capio. Okay? imperfect subjunctive. Therefore, the main verb must have been a historic tense. So that would be, they came into the city lest they be captured by the enemy. Okay, that's why they came into the city, in order that they might not be captured by the enemy. Okay, right. In a sense, that's a nice, easy lesson. Imperfect subjunctive couldn't be easier. Dead slugs on Mars can do it. Add an M to the present infinitive and off you go. And remember, that works for irregular verbs as well. It doesn't matter how irregular the verb is. You always just add an M to the present infinitive, and that is the imperfect subjunctive. Okay? Right. Well, keep up the good work on this. Do subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Keep working your way through the exercises to check you're on top of this stuff, and I'll see you back here on this channel very soon.